storing your chocolate, some people make the mistake of actually refrigerating chocolate. You do not refrigerate cooking chocolate. It's not advisable at all because of the condensation that would eventually take place, you know, and as you know, chocolate does not like water. So your regular chocolate, it's okay in the fridge, but cooking chocolate, what you use to bake, no. And like I said, this is compound chocolate. We also have the couvertures. Now they often ask me, what's the difference between the compound and the couverture? Basic difference is that with the compound, you do not have that cocoa butter in there anymore. While with the couverture, you have the cocoa butter intact. So the way the chocolate behaves in the absence of the cocoa butter also differs. It's a good idea whenever you're melting your chocolates to actually chop them in small bits. You don't want them too chunky in bits. That's good. So now it's ready. Using the double boiler method is another easy way, you know, to melt your chocolate. But two things. One, you need to remember that you're not cooking the chocolate, you just want to melt it. And then secondly, you also need to remember that the chocolate does not want steam. It doesn't like water. Once the steam gets to it, it will seize. And you don't want that happening. So we've brought the water to a boil now. So we're going to just do this. This is the bowl in which we are going to melt the chocolate. I'm going to have it there. I'm going to turn off the heat completely. And you see, because the bowl is much bigger than what I'm using at the bottom, it's bigger than the pot, there's no chance of the steam getting in here. This is my chocolate going in there. And now all I need to do is just wait for that steam to melt the chocolate. Gradually melt the chocolate. But also remember, chop your chocolate into small bits so that it will melt easily. You can see that it's already melting. So you start stirring, you know, give it a few seconds and then you stir, and then you give it a few more seconds, you know, and then stir again. Now this is using the double boiler method. The mistake a lot of people make sometimes is they forget that the steam, it has to escape someplace, you know. So if you're not careful, the bowl you're using is not big enough to actually send the steam off a different path, then it ends up in your chocolate. Another mistake a lot of people do is that you put a bowl there and the water from the pot is actually touching the bowl, which means you are cooking the chocolate. You're not melting it anymore. You're cooking it, and that's not what you want to do. If you allow the bowl to touch the water, the hot water in the pot, then it will certainly cook your chocolate, and you will not like the consistency of what you are getting. So you can see the chocolate is melting nicely. It's not seizing. It's not clumping up together. And this is simply because the steam has not interfered with the chocolate. A lot of customers ask me, why do you do this chocolate? Don't you have any other chocolate? I said we do. We actually have 2 brands, and we trust the brands because we try them, we test them. We don't just, you know, stock it. You can see you succeeded in melting your chocolate. It's really pretty easy, very easy. One rule: avoid steam, avoid water, and everything just works out nicely. And don't cook it. You know, make sure you don't have fire under your pot. And so this is ready.